Okay, today is Wednesday, March 11th. First and foremost, I want to let everybody know that you should be able to go to your Bankus app and get your digital card reissued today. That's the first thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew. I will walk through that afterwards if people are having any difficulties with that. But I was on with them late last night and they said it would be ready to go. And this morning I saw it was ready to go. Okay. So we had some major discussion yesterday around the instant links. And what that brought up was one major thing that as the months go by, if you never ever recruited anybody, you would basically be in the chain and you would never actually have any rewards being produced. So we have one of two things that we could do moving forward. One was we could reduce the number of people coming in each day and basically go back to the 5 day a week sequence, reduce the number of people coming in. And when we do that, what that would do, that would allow us to drop the links to a 50-50. So we could have went from, we were at 12, we would have went to 6 rewards and three links is what would have ended up happening if we went down that path. So that doesn't help the people that came in thinking and believing that they would not have to recruit, which again, we've always said that. And we've always said, you can come in, you can sit here passively because we want you in that waiting line. So that discussion brought a lot of, I don't know, we'll call it people that spoke their mind after the discussion, as we didn't actually finish the discussion because the fiber optics work that's going on in my neighborhood cut me off, right? So what I did is I spent the last 12 hours with the smart chain guys. And we looked at a way to make it so that nobody ever has to recruit and make it so it's sustainable. And then in order to make that work, we would have to adjust the way that people are coming in, and we would flip-flop what you would call recruiting to your money becoming your recruiter. So what I'm going to show you here is the final piece of what we came up with by being able to not stop the process of what we built and start over. Obviously, nobody wants me to do that. But at the same time, take what we have in place, get rid of what people were calling, I had some nasty messages yesterday, but again, I'm just going to put it up to people's people just being aggravated. But at the end of the day, it was never meant to be a penalty. What it was always meant to be is to create a sustainable amount of rewards that could come in every month that you were part of in the beginning, and a year down the road, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 10, those rewards would always be there. And what ended up thinking it was a good thing ended up turning into a negative situation for a lot of this community. So what you're going to see right now is we did a simulation between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock this morning to make sure that it would work 100%. And you'll see as I go through it that it will make sense to you, but understand you're going to be capped. Okay. If you want to multiply rewards or do other things, you will have to set up additional accounts on your own, or set up additional join the waiting list on your own. So stuff like that is what you'll have to do. Okay. So what we've done is we've created a peer-to-peer blockchain-based reward system, giving everyday people access to a permanent daily reward stream, starting with absolutely nothing. So anybody right now that was in our waiting list, anybody that was in the priority program, they have now been moved into that waiting list that will go active. Okay. So we've always said we want to build it on transparency, fairness to the community. And based on community yesterday, what we had built was not fair to the community, according to the community. So every transaction will get recorded on the blockchain. Currently, we'll be using Bankus to do it, but it will be done based on what we went over on the smart contract this morning. But more importantly, which is what I've strived for the last 2.5 months, is that every position would be permanent, so that you didn't go through one time and then have to start over, and then go through another time and have to start over. So every member will earn on the same terms. So whether you come in for 0, you come in for 30, or you come in for 1,000, right? You'll never have to recruit, but you'll be on the same terms, because that 1,000 that somebody came in with, the person that came in for 0 and the person that came in for 30 is eventually going to have to use their 1,000 to make good on the community. All right. So there's 3 entry tiers, right? We got our wait list. Free to join, hold your place in the query. It's funded automatically when your number comes up. So everybody gets a number. That number, when it comes up, that number then says you are funded and you can move to the velocity line. But tier 2, velocity, right? You enter the line immediately. You paid $30, and then you start earning $30 in rewards each day. Okay. Now that $30 that you earn in rewards has to get you to $1,000. Right. So keep that in mind. That's why you're starting with $30. Now you got your priority entry. That means you've already paid 1,000. You've come in 1,100, whatever you've paid, right? You've already come in, you've paid it. What you're now going to do, rather than you having to sponsor somebody later, that $1,000 is now being used to instantly fund 30 people on your behalf. But they're not tied to you. They're not you. You never, ever have to sponsor anybody. We're using that $1,000 up front. So if you start to see what we've done is we flip-flopped from you using your money later to you using your money immediately. So when you come in for that 1,000, immediately it is funding 30 people that are waiting in line. All 3 tiers reach the same destination, which is $500 a day forever. So you can do the math and you can figure it out, right? 500 times 30 is 15,000, correct? So there could be absolutely no complaint, because we've actually created more funds by doing this than what you would have had, because you would have been at 9 each calendar month. Now you're going to be at, but even better than that is that you're going to be able to rely on 500 a day once you get into the chain. Now, phase 1. Velocity line. How it works. Very simple. You enter the velocity line via the wait list, either at 30 or 100. But because we have all the people that are already in, they're just automatically structured into the deal. You start earning $30 a day in rewards every day. You need to accumulate that for 33 days. Okay. That now gives you your $1,000 that you can now automatically move to the chain. Chain moves in 30s like it always has, and it will always move in 30s. Okay. But what that now means is that during this 33 days, you earned your daily, which if you want it into your Bankus app, we're going to do that once a week. If you spend it when you're before your day comes up to move into the structure, you're basically going to be waiting another day to get in. And we'll move somebody else. It'll just replace somebody. So, but now what we've done is we've said, okay, how do we make it so on the front end we get the instead of the instant links on the back end, we get the front end where we know that every person coming in now has 30 people that they've sponsored. But those 30 people are not the people they brought in. They're just 30 people that are in that line, and they're automatically going to take a piece of those the $1,000 each and every time. So if you came in for 1,000, you've paid it up front. If you didn't come in for 1,000, you're paying it on the back end. So when the velocity line wallet hits 1,000, you're automatically moved to the chain. If you don't have the funds to move to the chain, you'll sit there and wait until you have those funds. So that 1,000 would be deducted from your wallet based on the way the smart contract reads it. They would say deduct it, but you actually have to send the 1,000 back because it's in Bankus. The system pulls the next 30 people from the wait list on your behalf. Okay. So those 30 people on your behalf. 900 is deposited to the protocol fund there for their $30. So if you didn't come in with the 1,000, right? You came in on the other side where basically what's going to happen is your first two payments are your first two $500 payouts is going to accumulate that $1,000 that goes back into the protocol fund, so that the protocol fund funds that there's the 30 for the people that are sitting in line in the velocity line every day, and you have your 1,000 that you need to get your 500 a day deposited to you. Position cannot be removed, cannot expire. There's no renewals. There's no further action ever required. As long as your email or wallet address, if we go to a wallet address down the road, is active, those $500 go in there each and every day. Now, the query system, it's built on fairness. Okay. Every member gets a permanent query number the moment they join. So everybody that's in right now, you're all going to have a permanent query number. So first in, first serves, always no exception. Tier 1 Express, they fill first just when, remember, there's 30 that can go in a day, right? So the people that come in for 1,000 on that day, they're Tier 1, they're Express, because they're now going to have basically paid it forward, if you will, for 30 people that are sitting in the waiting line. So 30 slots fill every single day, no more, no less. Same day entries ranked by exact payment timestamp, query number written to the blockchain. It will be immutable, which basically means can't be changed. So what we did overnight is we went from where anything we do could have been changed to now nothing can be changed. So whether you like it or don't like it, it doesn't matter anymore, because if you don't like it, over the 33 days, you're going to get that 1,000 that you might have paid, and you can keep the 1,000. You just walk away. Just simple as that. Query now cannot be changed, transferred, or manipulated. So daily slot fill order, Express, then the 30s, then the wait list, funded by the protocol. 30 slots filled every day without fail. And we've got some protocols built to what they call redundancies, so that we can always fill those 30 slots no matter what. All right. Protocol allocation. That's the engine. Every $500 daily chain reward generates an equal $500 to the protocol fund. Right? It was 1,000 before. Now it's 500. Right? But now you get it every day, not 12 days out of the month. What it funds your 30-day for every Velocity member, waitlist member entries, referral bonuses, 90-day emergency reserve. Okay, these are our redundancies: referral bonuses and 90-day emergency reserves. So built in a way for if we see the waiting list or the velocity line is not keeping up, we have a way to fund that by offering bonuses, and we can always hit our 90-day emergency reserve. The 4-bucket split: every dollar in, 50% new entry goes to the allocation fund. That funds your $30 for Velocity members. 30% Velocity reserve covers gaps. This is where the redundancy comes in. Unpaired positions. If you noticed, why it says on day one is because we are going to have unpaired positions, but we have the funds now available to fund those. Growth allocation, which is our referral bonuses, right? We're going to have some funds available to do some things there. There's a little pie graph. You see exactly how the protocol allocation will work. Daily cycle. How will it flow? Just like it has. 11:59 blocks. All the new signups, the payments, the query assignments, everything's done. That snapshot is done. It will basically create what the smart contract needs it to create, which is a snapshot, and then the smart contract will do what it needs to do. All $30 velocity allocations are calculated. All 500 chain allocations are calculated. Protocol splits are processed. Okay. So, what did I say? Right? 500 and 500. So you got the protocol splits. And then our query statuses are updated. Next morning, $30 deposited to all Velocity Line Bankus wallets. $500. Well, actually, the third once a week on the 30s. Do that on that Monday. But once you get to the chain, then those will start daily. We're built into Discord DMs to be able to be sent to let you know that, hey, this was sent for you. So weekly 210 every Monday morning. Chain members 500 every single morning, daily, forever. So for all intents and purposes, our week ends on Sunday night at 11:59, and then people are in the velocity line, those happen once a week. Once you're in the chain, another benefit of getting in the chain is that you go to daily rewards. Coming soon, tying everything into the Discord with Bankus with the smart contract. So all this stuff is going to be built in, and we did all this in the last 12 hours by taking the APIs and everything that Discord has and saying, okay, we've exhausted my patience at this point. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys, it's been exhausted. So what does that mean for you, right? Let's look at your journey for a 365-day reward journey. Phase 1, velocity line, 1 to 33 days. $30 a day, you accumulate. Weekly payout, $210 on Monday. Day 33, wallet hits 1,000, chain entry triggers automatically. Phase 2, the chain, 34 to 365, $500 a day deposited to your Bankus wallet every morning, $500 a day to the protocol fund every morning, 332 days in chain during year 1. Velocity rewards was $990. chain rewards is 166,000. Net year one would be $165,990. That's an average of 13,000 a month. I don't know anybody who can look at this and say, holy cow, this isn't a good deal for everybody, right? So, what's important to remember is, how do we make this happen? Every person that come in doesn't sponsor 2 people. They're all sponsoring 30 people. So put that, in the back of your mind that that's how we make it happen. Now, like I said, oops, go back here, right? You're capped now. This is your cap. You can't make any more. You can't make any less. In the next year, obviously, you're not going to go through the phase 1. You're going to be all phase 2 for every year after that. So that is how it works, right? So at the end of the day, whether you come in with 0, you come in with 30, right? Those 2 groups, their first 2 rewards, right, will be 500 and 500 when they get in the chain, and those go back to take care of the 30 people that they haven't taken care of yet. So there's no free rides, right? This kind of encapsulates everything that we've been working through, with the one thing that it doesn't do is allow you to multiply. But based on the discussion from yesterday, people don't care about multiplying. People care about, hey, I just want to know what rewards I'm going to get and when I'm going to get them. So we couldn't have made it any simpler. We dumbed it down to, hey, if we have X amount coming in, how can we pay out X amount? And 500 and 500, I think, is a pretty good deal. So we never end up running out. So what happens if we run out of people, right? That's the question, right? What does that would mean at that point? That's where people could add themselves back into the waiting line. If we say, hey, we're running into a shortage, we need you to add yourself another link, right? So you got 2 choices, right? You come in, you can pay the 1,000 right away, or you can come in, pay the 30, or you can just come in and then wait and then pay the 1,000 when you get your first 2 rewards. So there's absolutely no roadblocks for anybody from any economic way that they might come into the program. Frequently asked questions. Do I need to recruit anyone? No. The system pulls the next 30 from the wait list on your behalf automatically. What if I have no money to start? Join the wait list for free. Hold your place at no cost. Your entry is funded when your number comes up. Can my position be taken away? No. Once permanent status is written to the blockchain, it is immutable. It cannot be removed or expired. When does my $500 a day start? Day 34 if you enter via $30. Day 34 if you enter via Express, $1,000. All tiers, same timeline. But if you came in at 30 or 0, right, the first 2 $500 a day is going to be your 1,000 to take care of the 30 people that you haven't taken care of yet. How do I move my money? Every transaction will be on the blockchain. All balances will be publicly verified once the smart chain is done. What is the smart chain? It's the final development stage. Will make every transaction fully on-chain and transparent. So that is what came out of yesterday from the frustration that I ended up with and other people. But based on everything that we came up with, the one thing I'm going to hit on is is that regardless of whether you bring somebody or brought somebody in Don't want any complaints. Okay. Don't want anybody complaining about anything on this because you have two pathways now. You can take your funds and not stay in on your day 34, or you can continue down the pathway that we're on. Okay. Doesn't matter if you brought in 5 people, you brought in 10 people already. Your $1,000 has now been allocated, okay, to 30 people that are in the wait line right now. So anybody that's put 1,000 in, you've been allocated already. We're not going to say, hey, okay, you don't want to be here. That's fine. When your 34th day comes up, you will have that $1,000 back. Okay. So what's important for everybody to understand is everybody, regardless of whether you want to bring anybody in or not, you are bringing 30 people in, and that's what is the engine that will make this run. So think of all the opportunities you might have been part of in the past. And you brought in one person, you brought in 2 people, you never made any money. So we've just made it so that there's 30 people coming in on your behalf, and those 30 people are not following you or doing anything because we don't need anybody to follow anybody. We assign everything from the smart contract technology. So you get a number when you come in. That number needs to have an assignment tied to it of 2 people. And those 2 people come from the funds that either come from the $1,000 or the protocol funds when there aren't any $1,000 to take care of them. So that's why the protocol funds is as important as the people that come in for $1,000. But we don't care either way, because when they go to the velocity chain, at that point, their first 2 rewards are taking care of those people. There's no, hey, we're going to wait 30 days and let you make a little bit of money. You're making more than enough rewards every day that you can take care of your responsibility with your first 2 rewards, or you can do it ahead of time if you want. But that's the way that the system is built, and it will be immutable. So once it's in there, that's the way it's going to be going forward. That's pretty much it for today's training. I'm going to do a Q&A, and I'll leave the recording on to answer questions. And again, please, if it's a Bankus question about the digital, that's fine, or what we talked about here right now. Okay. Anything other than that, I don't think it's important today. This information is what everybody needs to be asking questions on, if there are questions. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. Let's get this. I'm going to go back and forth. If you put a question in the chat on this topic, I will answer it here, or I will call on you on the other side. Okay. D, looks like you're first, and be my, whoops, nope. I got to fix that. I got to unmute to allow you to talk. Go ahead, D.
Okay, I'm here. All right, so I'm liking it so far. My main concern is for those that had a start date for the chain on March 8th. And since it's going to be $500 a day, does that mean we'll get $2,500 this week?
Everybody starts, your $1,000 that you put in is going to bring 30 people in. Everybody, there is no chain date. It's 30 a day that go in the exact order that we are. You start at $30 a day. You make that $1,000 back that we took that 1,000 to bring 30 people on your behalf on the front end now, instead of the instant links taking it every month from you, according to the way people explained it yesterday. So you're going to take 34 days to get to where you start earning your $500 a day from the day that your link goes live in the chain. in that specific order that we have that's already in place. We're not changing anything on the order. 30 every day. That's where we have to create the velocity first so that you guys don't have to sponsor down the road. Now, you're a sponsor, so to you, you might be a little bit aggravated. But at the end of the year, based on the dollar amount that you're going to make, it's a lot more than you would have made, and it's permanent. The other way, it would have changed based on how many instant links we were making you get. So, like, if we would have kept it the way it is, the instant links would have went to 4 and 8. That's what we would have been at, 4 and 8, if we kept it the way it is. But after yesterday's discussion, I realized as soon as I change it from 3 and 9, 4 and 8, where people will have months where they never make a penny, that something had to be done in order to move forward. So I did it in 2 ways. One, for the people that want to get their money back, boom, you're going to get it every week. Every Monday, you get your money. You don't have to stay in. We just move somebody from the waiting list up one spot if you don't want to stay in. But every week you get your $210.
All right, so let's speak specifically about me. So am I going to start getting two? So are you saying that all the funds that are currently there waiting to be paid out will not be paid out until 34 days from now?
No,
Is
what I'm
that,
saying is
oh,
everybody that put $1,000 in
mhm, mhm.
so far, those $1,000 have now been assigned to a number to pay for 30 people to get in. Right. So right now
Okay.
you have 0 in your, let's call it, wallet. You need to earn $1,000 so that you can start earning your $500 a day.
Mhm.
And the way you're going to do that is every day, once you're in the chain, it's 30 people a day go in the chain, you'll get your $30. That will get you in 34 days to that spot. And then you're permanently locked in at $500 a day. So
Okay.
think of it like this. All the trading deals that are out there that you've done, right? So I mean, basically, the philosophy that we had to switch from people that are recruiters being looked at differently, because really that's what it came down to. Because you wouldn't have, you may not have had trouble filling at least 2 or 3 of your links every month. To now it's, hey, all right, I'm starting here and I'm working my way up, but I'm going to get to the plateau where I get $500 a day.
Okay.
And, and because of the way the protocol is set up, it always has the funds to take care of when we don't have 30 people coming in. The protocol automatically has those 30. And then the protocol the next. So they're between the $30 and the thousands, with the redundancy that's been put in, it's impossible for the chain to ever break, and people don't have to give their rewards back at the end of the day. You're not, because that's what the discussion came down to yesterday, was I'm giving back my rewards. You're not giving back. You were getting the ability to get more rewards, but now up front, we're going to take care of your 30 that you need to sponsor. Those 30 are sponsored. You're going to make those funds back with your $30 a day. And then at that point, you're going to get moved into the chain so we can follow the process through, so that nobody is left behind. Nobody gets an advantage over anybody. You just follow right through the chain.
Okay. So are people in the chain now, this new program, or like, okay, so what I'm trying to get at is what is the soonest anyone will
I
start?
can't give you that. I mean, I've been up all night working with these guys, so I have no idea to give you any idea on that. What I know is
Mhm.
the way that it's built is based on the 30 people. Now, what I also know is people got paid. So all those funds that got paid out that have to come back, that all has to happen in the next couple of days. So there's a whole bunch of things that have to happen to take care of the 12 or 1,500 people that are in the waiting list already, between who's in the velocity line, who's in the chain, all those things. So the funds that were paid out have to get paid back, or those positions
But
go
no
to the
paper
back
is
of the
saying
line.
that they got paid. No one is saying they got paid. Everyone is saying they're waiting on pay.
Listen, I'm talking to one person at a time, okay?
Okay.
Put your hand up if you want to have a discussion. I can't talk to five of you at one time.
All right. So I got it. You can't tell us when the new
I
funds,
have
the awards will start going
well
out.
well
Okay.
well once we can go through and see
Mhm.
how many of the funds
Okay.
that, and we see how many people are getting moved out. If people aren't going to come back because they've got paid, there may be some people that say, hey, you know what, I don't want to be here, which is the reason why we designed it this way, so that if you didn't want to be here, it doesn't take away from the community. You'll get, in 34 days, you will have accumulated from when you get in
Mhm.
your $1,000 that you might have put in.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I could give you a different answer, I would, but there is
Mm-hmm.
no answer to give you yet.
Okay. So we'll probably get an update tomorrow or
But
something.
there'll be an update tomorrow for sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. First question on the other. When will the smart contract? They started working on it with the old logic. Now they're working on it with the new logic. Um, could be as early as 45 to 60 days is what they're telling me. So next one on the other side, lower hand. Badia, go ahead.
Hi, Bill. Um, okay, I just want to know, so 34 days. So the people that has $1,000, whenever it starts, we'll be getting the $30 a day, getting paid out every Monday
Yep.
to our bankers
Yep.
until we get to the $1,000.
Yep.
And from there, we'll take that $1,000 to put back into the program, the platform, to
Mhm.
start getting the $500 every day.
Yes. That's exactly the process.
And whatever happened, I don't think, this is my personal opinion, I don't think what Alan was talking about yesterday was the voice of everybody. Because I think everybody that I talked to understood the program, how it was working with the links and everything. Because at the end of the day, you still was going to get $3,000 a month doing
Well, you
absolutely
weren't,
nothing.
because when it would have went to 4 and 8, it would have used every one of those rewards if you never recruited any. So what Alan brought up was true, because 9 and 3 didn't work. We had to go to 4 and 8. So when I got the news of that later in the day, that's when I said that this is going to cause another major ruckus tomorrow. So we're just going to come up with a way for, and I thought the flat amount would be about 80 grand a year. The fact that it's double that totally surprised me, to be honest with
Well,
you.
yeah, I mean, this will be, but it seems like every time, this
I
is
agree.
just my,
Yep, I agree.
that
I agree.
somebody in the
I,
community is supposed to get paid, there's changes. And
I
we've been
agree.
waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And you keep saying,
Listen,
you said that
I
the people
can
that
tell
got
you
paid,
that
who exactly got paid? Because
I
none of
can
us
tell you
got
that
paid.
Bankus, I paid out over $1.4 million in my bank
To
account
who, Bill?
to
Who?
all the people who are in those links. That's been paid out. Again, if you don't want to be here, if you're
No, I'm
upset,
not saying. I'm just
hey,
trying.
just
I'm
just
not.
fo- follow through the process.
I'm just trying to
I'm
follow the
giving you my
process.
opinion at this point. My opinion is the people that got paid, they're going to have a choice. They pay it back in to take care of their 30 people, or they don't and they lose their spot, and that pushes everybody up. So regardless of whether
Yeah,
you
it's
like
spilled
who
milk.
got
It is
paid and
what
who
it
didn't
is.
get paid.
It's spilled milk. I'm just trying to learn the
Gotcha.
process now
That's
because
fine.
I'm here. My money is invested, and
I
we brought
got you.
people to the community. So
Well,
okay, so
it's
we don't know
everybody's
exactly
choice at this
when.
point. it's
So when will we be able to see the line, like where we are, like our number?
my goal is after I get off today, because they've already
Uh-huh.
merged all that data, is to have that data ready to go and up on the site tomorrow so that everybody can see it right on the site. So Thursday would be the end of the day. Thursday would be on the actual site because
All right.
it needs to get on the site because the smart contract guys cannot work with the spreadsheet. They need the API from
So
the
this would
site.
be right. So this would be a smart contract. Full force, once it starts, it's a totally smart contract on the blockchain.
Yes,
Blah blah blah. Okay.
100%. It's
So
it
getting
was my
paid through
only
Bankus. So it's
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying the only thing I could do yesterday was go to the smart contract guys and say, hey, look, if we're going to make this work, it's not working the way it is because as you're basically let our dev team know yesterday, we need to go to 4 and 8 on the rewards, which means two of those instant links for everybody. So now, I mean, basically what we've done is we've said all 30 of your people that you need to sponsor, we're getting them all up front. They're all being taken care of up front.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the change. But yeah, it's all smart contract from here on in with the API with them. And the AI is totally not even needed anymore. So at the end of the day, that code that was written overnight, in a sense, basically is the smart contract code that's now going to be API'd in to the site until the smart contract is fully completed, which they say 45 to 60 days.
All right, Bill.
Okay.
Yep.
But tomorrow
Thank you.
I'll have more. I know by the end of the day tomorrow the lists will be done and they should be up on the Velocity Bank
So
website.
will it still be paid in USDT?
It will stay the same way. USDT, it'll stay. Nothing will change. The only added thing that we're going to need for the smart contract is your Bankus wallet address as well. So when they're ready for that,
yeah, got you.
We'll need your Bankus.
And one other thing, are you still working on another platform like Bankus with decentralized crypto card?
No, I think there's 2 other ones that, again, they're there. We'll put them up if people want them. But
yes, I'm just because I'm interested in having, just multiple, just in case, just to have at least 3 in my hip.
But I think these guys got where they needed to get to with having 8 bins now. I don't think there's going to be an issue with them being able to handle the amount of people that would be coming into this.
I just want options because for other things, I just want options to have, it's not a lot of decentralized crypto cards. So just to have more than one, I just want to, so if you can put it, I don't know where you can put it in the chat or wherever. I just want to start doing my research on them, but because it's hard to find decentralized crypto cards. But with no KYC.
I will get them. I'll get them all listed into the Discord group.
Okay.
But I think you kind of asked this question, and someone in the chat is asking as well. So we will, the week runs Monday to Saturday, right? So we've been running. So all we've got to do is change the way that it is, right? So call it, because the weekend's on Sunday, so Monday would be the first day that we would push everything through this week, so that we're not waiting another 3-4 days. Is what I get. I think that kind of somebody in the chat was asking, but it will push because we've been running every day, so it'll push back to Monday's date. Now, the only thing that we will on the back end is we'll be looking at the ones that need to send funds back, which I can tell you that I don't think there's going to be any issue with that, but there may be a few. So, and that'll just push
Okay.
people up further. But nothing changes on where you're at. It just merges you into the actual line of where you're moving every day.
So you're saying because you're pushing back to Monday, whenever it does come up, we might not be on day one. Like the person that's already in line, we may be on our third or fourth or fifth day, something like that, because you are starting. Just saying it's already running. Okay.
So
It's
let's
still
look at
running
it.
as we speak.
Yeah. So let's just to try to put a thought behind this. If we do 30 a day, right? All right.
Mhm.
In a week, we were doing 210, right? So that means, depending on where you're at in between, I think it was D, it wasn't you that asked it, but it was D. So on Sunday, we'll be at 210. And on Monday, we'll be at 240 and so on and so forth. So just to.
Yeah, because I was through the I was in early. I was in one of the first groups that came in. So yeah, so we should
And
already
now
be
there's
up.
it's, if you go to my slide here, I mean, it's immediately because the protocol is taking care of it. So you're not sitting there waiting, right? So here you go. Enter line immediately, right? So just keep that in mind. But so 210 is where we'll be on Sunday, no matter what. So we'll be at 240 on Monday, 270 on Tuesday, so on. Well, so by the end of next week, we'll be at 420, which
420
right now,
by Sunday.
I believe for something is where we were at in the actual chain at this point.
The chain already,
yeah.
Because it was putting in. Okay, already.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Oops. All right. All right. So let me go back here, see what we got on the chat here. All right. So the person, no, everybody, when your day starts, right, you start getting $30 every day. Okay, whatever day, and then 34 days from there is when you start getting your 500 a day. And now you have no responsibility to ever bring anybody into the community, whether you choose to or don't choose to. The system takes that 1,000 up front, puts those 30 people on your behalf. You never have to sponsor anybody. Zoom user. Nope. Carmen, go ahead.
Okay, so now that you said everybody got moved, like all the priority people are moving over.
Yes.
So are we like, in order to sign new people up, like with the $30, do you have like a form already for that? How soon can that start?
Carmen, I don't have anything on that yet, to be honest with that. I've been going, like I said, for 12 hours with these days. So so basically think of everybody that we had that was in the priority system. Those all got pushed to the back of the back of the wait list line, put it the wait list. And then every $1,000 that of the people that are in is triggering those people. So those will all get triggered. Now, when people come in for 30, they don't go to the wait list. They go right into the velocity line. So they won't lose anything by waiting to come in.
So it's no more $100
No, it's
okay. So
no,
it's just gonna be
$30, because what that does, it gives people that want the out, because they can earn their $1,000 in 34 days. And then for the people that get that it also gives people, hey, the money's being paid out, because that's what I'm listening to a lot of people on that, and I'm like, let's just make it simple, and we'll do it once a week, $210. You just hold it in your wallet. When it's ready to go, send the 1,000 back, and you're good to go. Or spend it and just replace it when you get through your first group of being in the program.
And so going forward, when we get to the $1,000, we automatically, so do you get locked into the smart contract once you hit the 1,000?
Both these will be smart. Both the whole thing is in the smart contract. So
Okay.
the difference is, right, if when you take your 1,000, because you're getting it over each week, right? If you don't send it back, but on the first day when you're eligible for the 500 a day, it puts you back a day. That would be the only issue that you would run into.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Because that 1,000, because the way it works now is when that 1,000, right, when you get in, 500 goes to the protocol, and then 500 would go up one level, and the same thing happens for everybody.
Gotcha.
So it's simpler in the way that it is,
Yeah.
but like I said, it caps everybody at that number. If you want to make more, or you want to do something different, that means you have to get a whole nother link, or a whole nother. Yeah, you have to come in again. You have to come in. You have to come in on your own again.
Oh, no, okay, gotcha. Okay,
That's the big difference. I liked where we were going with the links, but I get that it scared a lot of people. So
yeah.
I mean, and for it to be sustainable 100%, it's either this or that. And this, I think, is the better of the two. And it also gives the people that don't want to be here an out.
Yeah. And this works. I see it. No problem. Okay, thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. Regardless of what you've paid, right? You have you're gonna have whatever your positions are. So if you had multiple positions, you're gonna have multiple positions here. It's not going to change. Nothing is going to change on that. If you paid it forward to two people, right, then you'll get that back when your rewards start coming in. I mean, that's the best way you can look at that. Okay, let's go back here. Nicola.
Hi, good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good.
Good. Okay, so two things. You said we could also ask about Bankus, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I have not gotten any word on my Bankus card. I've reached out to all of the official links. I've called the number, left voicemails. I am getting no communication on my card. Where it is, if it's in transit, nothing. Remember, I had to change my shipping US address, but I'm not getting any feedback whatsoever.
All right. So let's see what it says here. All right. So they resumed shipping on Friday of last week for all the people that have been waiting on cards. So that means the next batch will go out this Friday. So if you were in that first batch, you might see it by the end of this week. If you weren't, then you'd be in the second batch. But what it does say here also is that if you put in an old ticket, those have all been wiped out. So you can put in a new ticket because now the new system is fully up and operational with the link that we have in it's in the Discord group.
Okay. So my issue is like I just called the official number that they said we can call with an
Mhm.
issue.
Okay.
I've called 3 times so far. I've left voice
Nothing.
notes, no response. And my issue is not the card
Okay.
being set. My issue is where is it being
Right. I get
set,
it.
right?
All right.
Because and that was the most important thing. So this is why I wanted to get some tracking, like where did they send it? But I'm literally not getting any response. So that's really frustrating.
Gotcha.
But I'll send a new ticket.
Well, what I will do is on Friday I will bring Al on the call, and he'll have a process in place for all the people that are still having issues. But I'll get him on the call on Friday,
Okay. And the
and
second
then he'll
thing,
have a process around it. The thing because at least if he's on, he can expedite things that I can't expedite. I
okay.
can ask.
All right.
I
So
just can't expedite.
yeah, well, I just want to know where it is. Is it going to the old address? Is it going to the new address? I
Yeah.
mean, that's it,
Well, hopefully it's not going to the old address, but
Right, right.
we
But
don't
again,
know.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
good to know,
we just don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, fracking, that's all I want. But yeah, second thing on this program, I mean, going forward, it sounds good. The old one sounded good as well. For me, happy, disappointed. Why? Because, in the quantum, I was like days before being paid.
sure.
Now here it is. I was a week before being paid. And we start the new program where you go back to the bottom again, you end up 5, 6 months. And, I'm just hoping that when we get to that point where I'm like maybe a week before, days before, we don't have to change again. So,
Well, whatever number you are, you're going to start getting paid next within a week or two because we'll be at
okay.
400. You got to be within that 400 numbers. So within 2 weeks, you'll start getting paid on
Yeah.
Monday.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's
We'll
not
see. But yeah,
again.
I
That's the
mean,
reason. That's the reason why we did it with the two groups in the way that we did with the $35 so that it could start putting money in people's
that
wallets,
might,
but
yeah.
we'd still be able to keep tagging the 30 people that need to come in to those people so that we never have to touch the
Mhm.
rewards on the back end, which is what with the instant links we were basically,
Yeah.
Alan called it that we were taking the rewards. We were giving you more links, but in reality,
Mhm.
when you multiplied it out over the course of you were going to get 4 links, right? So you would have 4 new
Yeah, it can
links.
work.
You would have 4 new instant links every month, right? So those 4 became 16. The 16 became 32. The 32 became
Yeah,
64.
it would be multiplying straight
And it
out.
just
That was obvious.
mathematically, the average
Hmm.
person is looking at it as you're just taking 2 rewards from me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so when I looked at it and did extrapolated it out over a year, which is why in this version of what we've done, I wanted to know exactly um, what it would pay somebody over a 365-day summary. So, and this is so that we worked it backwards from, and I thought the number might be around 80,000, and it ended up being 165,000. So,
Mhm.
and again, but there's just no way now for you to multiply this account. You'd have to have another one if you wanted to get more than 500 a day.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
But, Bill, I know you're just trying to work to get it the best way and to make it really
I just want it to
sustainable.
last. I don't want.
Yeah.
I've done too many things that don't last, and
Hmm.
have been in a position where, okay, maybe we'll get 3 months out of it. And then in 3 months, it's gone. And I just made that, regardless, made the decision that if I'm going to do it, I'm going all in on it. And that's what I've done. And, it, if, if I had learned all this over 5 months and then came in and said, hey, today's the first meeting, we know that this is going to work this way with the smart contract, it'd be different, but it's not. So that's the reason why on the weekly, we're going to make sure we send 210 out every week to the people that hold it in your Bankus, and then you can move it to the 1,000 over there. Just because it's not that we don't want to pay it out. It has nothing to do with it. Just if it's not going to last, I don't want the first 500 to make money and then the next 500 not to make money. And that's the path that we kept going down because the people weren't coming back. So, but again, that's just my way of looking at it. I put the time in, I put the effort in. I'm going to continue down the path, and I won't stop until the smart contract is fully built. And then at that point, it'll all be automated and I don't have to do anything. So other than
one more question, Bill. I know you had talked to, sorry?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Bill,
you can't hear me? Could be my.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, could
no,
be
I was going to say.
Remember, I'm a little unstable on the internet because I'm working off a hotspot. So.
Oh, okay. With the off-ramp system for sending, USDT and then sending it to another wallet, are you still working on that? Is that something that's going to be put in
the smart contract? There'll be a mechanism to have a second wallet address. So the first wallet address will be your Bankus, and then the second would be another one where you'll be able to toggle between the two.
Okay, awesome. All right, thanks so much, Bill, and thanks for your efforts.
Well, 1 second, I'm getting a text to you. So here. Okay, so I'm just reading another one that I don't think we covered yet. That's in the chat now. So whatever dollar amount you came in at, if you didn't come in at 1,000, when you get to the line, at that point, your first two rewards will go for you to get your 30 people that you need to have tied to your account. Everybody has to have 30 people in order for it to be sustainable. There's no, I did this, I did that. You'll make that. You're going to make $1,000 over that time. And then you're going to basically, your first two 500s are going to come back to tag to your 300 people or your 30 people. So in essence, 1,500 times 300, 1,500 times 30. That puts us at about 450,000 active people in the community when we go through what's right now in the line right now, the multiple lines between the original program and this. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What time is it? Hold on. All right, it's 12:44. All right, we got 15 minutes. I'm gonna work around. I'm gonna hit some different people that I don't normally get called on to try to catch as many as I can. But I have to be on a meeting in 15 minutes that I cannot be late for. All right. Renee, go ahead.
Yes, Bill. Hi.
Go ahead.
As you was explaining this new process or this new program, I
Mhm.
was really excited. It sounds really good. I appreciate all of your hard work because I knew that I already had my $1,000 and I wouldn't have to wait that 34 days because I didn't need to collect 1,000. I already had 1,000. But then you broke my heart. So I was expecting pay on today.
Apologize. But again, it's the only way we can do it in order to satisfy not doing the instant links. Otherwise, we'd be at instant links. And next month, if you didn't bring anybody in, you would every one of your rewards would go to cut, especially if you didn't, and you would actually be in the negative the following month if you came in as a connector, because it would take 10 rewards the second month in order to cover the first month. So that would just we'd have 30 days of people being happy, and then in 30 days we'd have everybody basically pissed off at the world if they didn't bring people in. The people that were going to bring people in, those people would have been fine. But the bulk of the group is people that are not bringing people in, and they may later on, but that concerns them. So I nothing I can do about it. It's one way or the other, and this is the better of the two paths for the long term. Either way, it was going to be sustainable, but the question is the long term of people actually making money that they could use to their wallet every month. And in the other way, unfortunately, it would have had a lot of people that would have had a lot of links that they just never filled. So
Yeah, I did the math as well. I sat down and broke it down and did the math as well with the links for the different months coming up. And so I do understand the change. However, I just was praying that the $1,000 we already put up or those that are already in the chain could actually have our, time start already. So
well,
that
we're doing 210 on this week. So what you're saying is there a way to push it back further than 1 week? Is that what you're saying? To try to get everybody, so everybody's on the 34 days?
No, what I'm saying is I didn't expect those that are already in the chain to have to wait 34 days
I see what you're
since they
saying.
already
Okay.
had
I got
their
you. I see what
1,000.
you're saying.
Yeah,
I got
so
what you're saying.
so,
I got, but
I understand the
I-
34-day process to build up to 1,000, but if
okay.
we already have 1,000, I didn't understand that waiting process.
Well, because we got to give you the 30, you got to buy the 30 people in order for us to be 100% sustainable. Everybody has to buy 30 people in, and you have to do it, and you can't do it later. You have to do it right away in order for the methodology to work, because we have 1,500 people or so sitting in the tank right now. So you have to account for that when you run the protocol that they built. So I get it, but yeah, there's that. The only other thing that possibly could happen would be to see if it's possible to try to get everybody that's already instead of 1 week, maybe try to go 2 weeks. I hadn't thought about that, but that you made me think about that. So maybe there's a way.
I'm sorry. When you say instead of 1 week, 2 week, what that mean? Longer time?
Well, so right
Go
now,
back 2 weeks.
this week everything since Monday is in here. Is going, so it's 30 a day. So I'm saying is if we push back if we could go back a whole nother week.
Yeah.
from a clock standpoint, from a calendar standpoint. So then we'd be at 4:20. That would be the question that I have to ask when I get on this call in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
because since we've been doing the chain or processing the 7 day a week protocol, then it seemed like it was that 34 days should start back then and not now.
and that's what I'm getting from you. So let me ask that question. And see if we can go back instead of going back to this Monday, go back further back to make the numbers work. But that's
Yeah, because the last
I get
time
it.
that the
I get
last
it.
time I had an opportunity to speak with you, I was expressing to you that all of us on here is just waiting on a payday.
I
You
get it.
know, we need some money. And it seems like every time we get ready to get that money, something changes. And so this time, if something have to change the next time it's time for us to get $1, we might start labeling you as one of those rug pull people. And I don't feel like you are.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
don't
I'm not
feel like
gonna
you are.
yeah.
But
Well, I stressed where I'm at with this. I'm not gonna do something that's only gonna last 90 days. So
yeah,
and
I
I felt
appreciate
like
that as
that's
well.
where we were headed yesterday. And sure enough, when we extrapolated it out, um, there would have been a lot of people that would have got paid 1 month, but wouldn't have got paid for the rest of the year.
Okay, yeah, we're looking for sustainability as well. So,
Okay.
that part I do appreciate.
Okay.
But
You got it.
we need some dollars in our pocket in order to even go out and communicate with others that this is actually working, and to bring people in. But
And then, so let me address that. Right now, we have plenty of people, so that's not even a concern of mine right now. That you guys will have a story, but when we know that it actually works, right? So if you started bringing people in, and then in 60 days, it turns out that my first month ended up with 5 rewards, 6 rewards, whatever it is, whatever it would be, and then there's nothing in the second, nothing in the third. Then the people that you brought in are going to be mad at you. So let them be mad at me, and then we'll get it when it's working. Then people don't have to be mad at you. You guys can all be mad at me. I'm the one making the call.
all right, Bill. Looking forward to payday. So yeah,
Sounds good.
if you could take a look at that, that would be
Yeah,
great.
I will. No, I just wrote it down I'll be on with them in 8 minutes. So that's the first question I'm going to ask.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's see. Let's go here. Look in the chat if there's something in here. If you had 2 spots under the same email, would you still have 2 going into this, or do you have to create a new account? No, if you have a second spot, right, you don't need another email. What I was saying is where we were doing the instant links, we were banking your referrals to count toward them. But I was saying if you want to multiply in this program now, you would need multiple links. So you'd have to get back in line, because you can't do it automatically. So yeah, if you have more than one, you would have 2. What would happen is both of those need to accumulate that $1,000 so that you can take care of the 30 people for each one of those. So if you have 2, that means you're going to be bringing 60 people from the waiting line in. So that's an important distinction by having the second. That's what it means. But once you're into the chain, or even when you're in the velocity line, you'll start earning on both those positions. No, on the 30s, not yet. Wait till after today when I figure out which I'll be on the call with them in 6 minutes. When I get on with them and figure out exactly how the shift that has to be made right now with the list that's already been, or everybody that's in, so that they can get it into the logic order, so that we can have it up and people can see exactly where they're at. So just going to hang loose on that. So doesn't, regardless of how you came in, it doesn't matter. The only people that are exempt, right, from those 2 rewards, or exempt from basically using their 2 rewards to buy the 30 people, are the people that come in with the 1,000 up front. So those ones, they're exempt from it because their 30 is getting tagged immediately to the people, to the next query. Even if there's no one in that line, it's just going to show whether it's a pending one or whether it's a paid one. So in the case of where you came in for 100, right? Doesn't really matter. All that does is you're already in line, so you don't need to do anything. You'll do your responsibility back to the community when you earn that those first 2 rewards. But remember, it's every day $500, so it's not going to kill you. All right. What else we got here? Again, if you were going to use your reward to gift somebody, just put them in the waiting line when it's ready to go, because you no longer need to personally gift anybody. That $1,000, everybody is taking care of 30 people. So just put them in line and they will be gifted by the community. So you don't need to worry about that. Okay. If we put 30 people for each person through right away, it would not create the sustainability. You have to think what is important is sustainability. Long term, you're thinking short term. Long term is, do you want that 500 to be available every day of every month going forward? That's the reason why the 30 is put in line, and every day we put 30 in. We put 30 in. That's what creates the sustainability. Okay. All right, I'm going to end with this. Just a reminder, tomorrow we will be back at 11 o'clock. I will ask the question if we can push back to fill everybody that's in the chain, so that the rewards that get paid on Monday will filter through to everybody that's in the chain. Just find out whether we can or not. And then we'll be back here, like I said, tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And again, a reminder on your Bankus, if you need to, well, everybody needs to, if you want to start using your digital card, go in and set your digital card up under the digital. I believe it's the purple one, because I think it's still in everything's in Spanish. So you click on the purple one, and that will activate that your new digital card for you going forward. All right. I got to jump to the other meeting. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.